Spirituality has been an important part of human life throughout history and continues to be so in the present day. Despite the increasing secularization of many societies, many people still turn to spirituality to provide a sense of connection to something greater than themselves, to find meaning and purpose in their lives, and to navigate the challenges of the modern world. In recent years, there has been an increased interest in mindfulness and meditation, which are practices that are often associated with spirituality. These practices are believed to promote well-being by helping people to focus their attention on the present moment and to reduce stress and anxiety. While spirituality may be on the rise, there are also many people who reject the idea of spirituality altogether, either because they don't believe in the existence of a higher power or because they think that the concept of spirituality is too difficult to define or understand. Overall, spirituality is a complex and multifaceted concept that can mean different things to different people. The way in which spirituality is viewed and practiced is likely to continue to evolve over time. There are a few reasons why some people might find the concept of spirituality difficult to define. First, spirituality is often a deeply personal and subjective concept that can mean different things to different people. For example, one person might find that their spirituality is closely tied to their religious beliefs, while another person might find that their spirituality is rooted in a sense of connection to nature or the natural world. This diversity in the meaning of spirituality can make it challenging to provide a definitive definition that captures all of the different ways in which spirituality is understood and experienced. Second, spirituality is often associated with a sense of transcendence or the numinous, which can be difficult to put into words. It could be an internal feelings and experiences that are hard to convey. This can make it hard for people to explain what they mean when they talk about spirituality, or for others to understand what they are trying to convey. Third, spirituality often involves the exploration of deeply personal or even existential questions, such as the meaning of life, the nature of the self, and the relationship between the individual and the universe. These can be complex, abstract ideas that are difficult to grasp or explain. Finally, spirituality is often seen as something that can't be proven or disproven, and is based on feelings and personal beliefs, which might make it difficult for some people to accept. This can lead to skepticism about the existence or relevance of spirituality for some people. Overall, there are many different factors that can make the concept of spirituality difficult to define, but it could be because of the personal, subjective, and transcendental nature of the experience. Spirituality is a deeply personal and subjective concept, and the path to spiritual consciousness, or enlightenment, will be different for each individual. Some people may find that they naturally connect to their spirituality through religious or spiritual practices, such as prayer, meditation, or yoga, while others might find that the path to spiritual consciousness comes from a combination of different practices or experiences. It is important to note that not everyone may be interested in spirituality or may not find the need for it. Some people might be content with their understanding of the world without spiritual components, and that is perfectly fine as well. It's also important to note that there is no one-size-fits-all definition of spiritual consciousness, and different traditions and beliefs may have different ideas about what it means to be spiritually conscious or enlightened. Some people may define spiritual consciousness as a state of inner peace and understanding, while others might see it as a state of unity with the divine. But for those who are interested and willing to explore, the path to spiritual consciousness is often a long and winding one that involves a lot of self-reflection, learning, and experimentation. It may also involve working with a spiritual teacher or guide, who can help to provide guidance and support along the way. Ultimately, the process of attaining spiritual consciousness is unique to each individual, and it's a personal journey. It's also important to remember that spiritual growth can be a lifelong process, and one that can be deepened and refined throughout the course of a lifetime. The path to spiritual consciousness is a personal journey, and the techniques and practices that work for one person may not work for another. That being said, there are some general principles and practices that can help you on your path to spiritual consciousness. Meditation and mindfulness. Both of these practices can help to quiet the mind and promote inner peace and focus. They can also help to cultivate greater awareness of the present moment and the world around you. Self-reflection and introspection. Engaging in self-reflection and introspection can help you to understand yourself better and to identify the beliefs, habits, and patterns that may be holding you back from spiritual growth. Service and compassion. Helping others and acting with compassion can be a powerful way to connect with something greater than yourself and to develop a sense of purpose and meaning in your life. Study and learning. Learning from spiritual texts, teachings, and wisdom traditions can help to deepen your understanding of the spiritual path and to connect with the spiritual traditions that resonate with you. Surrender and letting go. In many spiritual traditions, the path to spiritual consciousness involves letting go of the ego and surrendering to a higher power. This can involve letting go of attachments to material possessions, the desire for control, and the need to be right. A consistent practice. Consistency is key when it comes to spiritual development. Regularly incorporating the above practices into your daily life will help you to deepen your spiritual awareness and consciousness over time. It's important to note that there is no one right way to attain spiritual consciousness. What's important is that you find a path and practices that resonate with you. It's also essential to be patient with yourself. Spiritual growth takes time, and it's a continuous journey. Finding the right path for your spiritual journey can be a personal and unique process. Here are a few tips that may help you to find a path that resonates with you. Explore different traditions. There are many different spiritual traditions and practices from around the world, each with its own set of beliefs, practices, and teachings. Try exploring different traditions to find the one that resonates with you the most. Reflect on your own beliefs and values. Take some time to reflect on your own beliefs and values, and consider how they align with different spiritual traditions. This can help you to identify the path that aligns most closely with your personal beliefs and values. Talk to people who have walked the path. Seek out people who have walked the spiritual path you're interested in and ask them about their experiences. They may be able to offer insights or guidance that can help you on your own journey. Try different practices. Not all spiritual practices will resonate with you, and it can be helpful to try different practices to see which ones you respond to best. Some examples of spiritual practices include meditation, yoga, prayer, and mindfulness. Trust your instincts. Follow your intuition and trust your inner guidance. Your spiritual path may not be the most obvious one, and sometimes the path that calls to us the most may not make sense to others. Be open to change. Remember that your spiritual path may change and evolve as you grow and change. Be open to new experiences and new perspectives, and don't be afraid to reevaluate your path if it no longer resonates with you. It's important to keep in mind that finding your spiritual path is a personal journey, and it may take time, experimentation, and an open mind to find the path that is right for you. It's also essential to remember that there is no one right path for everyone. What's most important is that you find a path that resonates with you and makes you feel more connected to something greater than yourself.